The enemy wants to steal your years. Don't let him. Let me ask you this question. Do you look in your marriage and say, it's too late. Things have gone too far. We've wasted too much time. If you have, we have good news for you. God is a restorer of time. Most couples don't intentionally neglect their marriage. Life simply becomes too crowded. The enemy loves distraction because distraction often produces distance.
In this video, we're going to talk about how the enemy brings distraction, but also how you can protect what matters most.
Let's dive in. John 10:10 tells us the thief comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. God has come so we may have life and life more abundantly. So the enemy rarely starts with a big catastrophe. It's usually not a big attack. It's usually distraction.
That's right. He'll use little things to distract you from having quality time with each other.
That's right. Number one, small drifts become big distances. So there's little small things. Song of Solomon talked about this, the little foxes that destroyed the whole vineyard. Things. It's those phones, right? It's that distraction on the phones. And even before that, television has been a distraction for decades. It can be your work can be a distraction. It can be your schedules are a distraction. Maybe you got too much going on. You need to simplify your life.
Yes.
You can even have ministry overload where you're trying to do everything, but you can't do everything.
That's right.
You have to be led of the Lord. You have to do what He tells you to do. You can't just overextend yourself. The need is so great. You're not called to the need. You're called to the call, right?
You're called to usually one major thing and not 10 things, right? That's so important.
None of these are evil by themselves, but together they slowly replace connection. Point number 2, busyness is one of the biggest threats. Ephesians chapter 5, 15 to 17, Paul told us to redeem the time. See that you walk circumspectly, which carefully, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. Yes. Redeem the time, you can also say, make the most of every opportunity.
This scripture has ministered to me for years, and understanding what the will of the Lord is. Okay, Lord, what do you want me to do today? How do you want me to use my time? How do you want me to spend time with my family? How do you want us to spend time together for our marriage? Find out what the will of the Lord is for each and every day, and that's going to take some being intentional, being purposeful, but this will save you a lot of lost time, save you a lot of things crowding out what's really important in your life.
The greatest dangers aren't always the bad priorities. Sometimes it's good things that's pushing out great things. When Jesus says the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, many couples think about major crisis. But sometimes what gets stolen is very subtle. It's conversation, it's connection, it's shared experiences, it's friendship. And one of the reasons we wrote our new book, You're Not Losing Love, You're Losing Time, because we wanted couples to recognize these small losses before they become major distances.
That's right.
So we've been married for 34, almost 35 years now. And we've gone through different seasons, and sometimes our lives were very busy, especially when the children were younger, very busy, and a lot of stuff going on. And it's so easy to just become schedule-minded, where you're just trying to manage your life.
Yeah, managing life.
You're trying to get through your week. And it's been so easy to keep our conversation to how are the children, how was church, how was work. But what really needs to be happening is for me to ask, Teresa, what's going on in your heart? What has God been showing you? So those are the deep connections that every marriage needs. You need to dig down and get beyond schedules. I need to take this person here, that person there. I need to do this. I need to do that. We're ministering here. We're ministering there. No, you got to get down and find out and have that deep conversation. What is going on in that heart?
Yes, it really reminds me when we forget to have special time with God every day. There was a song that came out years ago, I Miss My Time With You, and the song was saying, the Lord is saying, I miss having one-on-one time with you. And we don't want to experience that in our marriage, where there's never really one-on-one time where we find out what's going on in each other's hearts. What are you dealing with? What are you happy about? What are you struggling with? Is there something we can pray about together and really find out what's going on with each other? We have to have that in our marriage.
Point number 3, start protecting what matters most. So this week, start protecting your marriage. Marriage requires intentional investment. No marriage drifts towards intimacy. We learned in science that even nature drifts towards anarchy. It doesn't drift towards order. It's towards disorder. Marriage doesn't just drift into intimacy, but it does drift into distance. Start protecting this week what matters most. Protect your time. Protect your connection. Make that effort. So we have a challenge for you this week. Spend 30 minutes of uninterrupted time with your spouse. No phones, no television, just talking. 30 minutes. You can do it. I know you can. We have confidence in you. For 30 minutes with your spouse, you don't talk about the kids, you don't talk about church, you don't talk about
jobs.
You talk about each other. Find out what's going on. Find out what husbands, find out what God is showing your wife. Wives, find out what God is showing your husband. And just have 30 minutes uninterrupted conversation. I really look forward to that this week.
Yes, yes.
Have 30 minutes uninterrupted conversation. Remember, you're not losing love, you're losing time. And we begin to redeem your time, God can begin restoring what was lost. We'll talk about the other thing first. If you'd like a copy of our free devotional, From Lonely to Best Friends Again, there's a link for it down below in the comments. Grab a copy. And in our next video, we're going to talk about the first step in restoring your marriage. And we'll see you over there. And remember, God designed husband and wife to be friends for life.